What's up, everybody? Welcome back inside the film room. Today, we're going to be watching wide receiver Brenen Thompson, Mississippi State. So, Combine's coming up in a week. Trying to get ahead of this one a little bit. The rumor on the street is that this kid could run a high 4.2, low 4.3. So, I'm going to get out in front of this. He was on Dane Brugler's top 100. My co-host James Foster likes him a bit, so let's write him up. It's my turn to write him up. So, that's what we're going to do here in this Inside the Film Room. Again, he is listed at 5'9", 170, though. So that's going to be kind of the limitations in terms of his size and catch radius we'll be working with a little bit here. But this past season with Mississippi State, transferred from Texas to Oklahoma to Mississippi State when Jeff Lebby got the job there. 87 targets, 57 catches, 1,054 yards, and 6 touchdowns this year for the Bulldogs. So without further ado, let's just get on in here. All right, he is number 0 here, so I'm going to have to take some time to figure out where he's at on the field, if he's on the field. He is at the bottom of the screen. Here's that little guy blocking down there at the bottom. So he's got the half sleeves on, the white half sleeves on. That's how we're going to have to recognize him. All right, I mean, instant accelerator. My goodness. Look at him, man. That's a house call if he doesn't get tripped up right here. House call. Look at him fly. Good gracious. Let's see how he plucks this football out of the air, too. It's a back shoulder catch. It's not 100% on target. So, I dig it so far. I'm going to tell you right now as well. Side quest. This running back, Fluff Bothwell is his name. He's going to be one of my guys early on next season. Already telling you. Jet motion here for number 0. Nothing there. Stalk block. All right. You can see a little bit of a rocker step right here as he's working vertically. Again, he's out of the progression here. This is just Y cross. But you can see a little rocker step right here. He's toying with the blind spot a little bit right here. When he hits like the 43, 42, 43. And the 39. Oh! Oh! Watch our guy down here. Boom. All right. We're throwing the weight around a little bit today. Just another run as well here. All right. We got jet motion to the flat as a check here. He's going to get the target here. Going to get the ball. Okay. Made a dude miss after the catch. Almost made a second dude miss. So we got some real juice here after the catch. Real juice after the catch here. Let's check this angle. Yeah, that's nasty. When you can tell when their knees are dropping close to the ground when they're changing directions, like these guys who can sink their knees like way down here. It's a terrible drawing of what I'm trying to talk about, but those are the guys who can change directions on the drop of a dime. He's not on the field here. Nor here. There he is, back in motion. He is in the slot here, it looks like. Yeah. Running a post. So again, the conversation with Mississippi State, with the wide receivers as well. And this kind of holds up. So far, we've seen him run a glance post, we've seen him run a slant, and we've seen him run a vertical. You might not see him run much else other than those 3 routes in this offense either. So the route tree is going to be slim. Very slim. Again, with guys who come from these offenses, we have to evaluate, though, can he run other routes? Does he have the facilities to run other routes? Again, this was the Luther Burden thing to me last year. He played in the slot and he ran a lot of RPO sticks. However, he had the facilities to run more. I saw the hip sync to run more. Now, this is a terrible ball. Again, this is a touchdown. Like, there's no need for Thompson to sit on the hash where this ball's placed. This is where you got to evaluate as well. Is this, like, did Thompson blow past a hole in a zone? Maybe a little bit. But he's running a post full speed. In this entire field, like, that's a lot of green grass. So in my opinion, there's no reason for Thompson to need to throttle down here and sit in this hole in the zone. His quarterback's got to put that ball out here. This could, again, after the catch, be a house call for Thompson because he's an absolute burner. It's a terrible ball. Yeah, why is he trying to layer this football over this defensive back into this hole right here? That ball's got to come out here. Ball's got to come out here. All right. Thompson gets 11 targets in this game, though, so we'll see a lot of work from him. The blocking is what you'd expect from a 5'9", 170-pound receiver. Okay, vertical plane. Miscommunication here. So, this is a choice route here. Thompson can either run, it looks like a comeback, back shoulder, or a go ball. So, I would say that this is on Thompson here. Quarterback sees DB's hips turned inside, like the DB's hips are clearly shading inside. Quarterback's expecting Thompson to break this thing off. At the break point, it gets a little murky because the defensive back does flip his hips. I still think Thompson made the wrong route here. He should have broke that off. Again, if we even go back to the start of the play, we're playing 8 yards off the ball here. Got an 8-yard difference. Choice route tells you to run that comeback off that off coverage right there. So, he probably should have run the comeback right there. Miscommunication on the choice route. Dead in the water. Actually, no, we'll watch back to see if there's any... I mean, he's all the way out on the opposite boundary. I doubt there's anything scramble drill-wise he can do here, but yeah. RPO bubble. He doesn't get the target here. It's Kamari Taylor. He is at the top of the screen to the field, or to the boundary, I'm sorry. All right. So, with Brenen Thompson, he can fly. Here's a deep stick, a deep curl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not egregious getting out of that break. It's definitely not as smooth as you'd like to see a guy getting out of a break right there. I think you could throttle a little bit better. It's not egregious, though. Top of the screen, out in the glare. Nothing to work with. Top of the screen, out there in the sun again. Again, look at the burners, man. The instant acceleration to hit top speed. I'm going to take a minute in my notes to jot this stuff down. Thompson is a true burner on the vertical plane. He, with instant acceleration, Thompson can hit his top speed in the blink of an eye and is an impossible man to hang stride for stride with. Okay. Again, he's running it's a good stem. He's running a deep comeback, a deep curl here, not a comeback. He's going to break it off here, but you can see him intentionally stemming here. Now, you can't... Okay, you can see a little bit of head fake. The sun is doing us no justice here, but you can see him sell kind of a post here. He's trying to sell a post, and he's going to come back and snap this back off. So I like the stem. Now, that's quite a rounded break. So throttling down at that top speed, not quite super fluid there. Not quite fluid. All right. Yeah, this route tree is real basic. Again, we're getting curls, we're getting slants, we're getting posts, and we're getting go balls. It's about all we're getting here. And then the occasional from the slot, the RPO bubbles out here. Very vertically oriented route tree. All right, that is him right here. Oh, I like the play design here. It's like an RPO bubble and go. All these guys are RPO blocking. And we're going to have a little stalk with a bubble coming out here. And then he's going to go. He's going to run a little bender around coverage here. Kamari Ramsey just doesn't see him. Or Kamari Taylor just doesn't see him. Kamari's patient right here. You can fit this right here. All right. The guy at the top of the screen looks too big to be him. No, that's him. That's him. Again, look at the instant acceleration, man. My goodness. I mean, by the time he hits, so we're at the 22. By the time he hits the 36, he's already got a yard of separation. That's disgusting. Disgusting long speed. All right, he is at the bottom. Is that him at the bottom? I don't think that's him at the bottom. I don't think he's on the field here. Not on the field. Not on the field. All right, they got another receiver wearing half sleeves that's tripping me up. That's him. Okay, as well, after the catch here. So I think Thompson's a little tight in the hips, and I'll show you why. After the catch here, good pluck. Watch the rounded path he takes here once he sticks the foot in the ground. Instead of a sharp cut, he kind of sticks his foot in the ground here and then is going to try to wind around here. It's not overly fluid, not overly dynamic after the catch to like make guys miss on the drop of the hat. There's that running back I really like, Fluff Bothwell. Big dude, big bruiser. All right. Top of the screen. Nothing. Top of the screen again. Again, vertically on this post. Just watch the explosiveness, man. My goodness. Now, again, at the top of the routes, not overly refined. I even think he takes like a false step here. It takes him like 2 steps to get out of this break instead of like one true. Like he kind of has to square up to get out of the break here. So again, the fluidity, not exceptional, which means when I talk about then like, is he capable of running more routes? Do I think he could run a dig cleanly? Do I think he could run a deep out cleanly? Those are the kinds of conversations then that it's got to come back to. It's not the facilities that I've seen thus far. I haven't seen much of a throttle either. And what I mean by throttle is the ability to control his tempo, like speed up, speed down at the drop of the hat. What I've seen from Thompson through a half of a football game here is he has a throttle up, but can't really come back down from that. There's not that seamless acceleration, deceleration. Let's get some fun plays. There he is. Okay. Here he does a good job.